Hello and welcome back. This is episode 11 of this Let's Play of Silent Hill 2. Thank you once again for watching. We're back here, exactly where we left off. So, we're going to climb down this ladder. In the last part we fought the abstract daddy, talked to Angela a bit, and she accused us of some less than savory behaviors, but that's okay. And here's that door. Notice that it's to room 208, which is the room from the Woodside apartment building with the clock in it, and it's also the room that has its own loud industrial soundtrack for no reason. It's also the room where we found Pyramid Head's first victim, the corpse in front of the TV. So just interesting to note.
Maria? Maria? Maria, no! What happened to you? Why? Why? Mary.
Okay, so Maria died before at Pyramid Head's hands. We find her alive in the prison cell. We rescue her. Well, we come back to rescue her, and she's dead. So why is this happening? Well, it seems James is being forced to relive over and over the death of a loved one. But why? Well, we'll find out in due time. Hey, a medkit. Cool. We should probably walk downstairs and use that on Maria. So, this is a very cool little area. I always find it pretty creepy, because we're, you know, how many miles underground? And there's just this normal room. Everything's normal except it's grass, and it's a graveyard. So we're going to read each of these graves. This felon drank one last bottle of ale before he was executed and laid here to his eternal rest. So that seems to be that one guy who broke into the house and drank a bunch. Oh, here's some shotgun shells. Beautiful. The name on this tombstone is too scratched up to read. Here's some more ammo. Shotgun shells. The name on this tombstone is too scratched up to read. Huh, and this was unmarked grave. Miriam K. Traitor. What could that mean? Well, if you remember, Miriam is the name of one of the twins, Billy and Miriam. Were the twins that Walter Sullivan killed. But her name is Miriam K., not Locane, which is their last name. What does that mean? I have no clue, honestly. The name is too scratched up to read. There's a name on here. Walter Sullivan. That's the name of the murderer. who we read about early on and who we hear about on that game show in the elevator. Oops, The name on the tombstone is too scratched up to read. We're not going to interact with this one because it's just a save point. And here's a deep hole, but there's nothing inside. And what do these graves say? Eddie Dombrowski, Angela Orozco, an Ampoule, and James Sunderland. So, both of these are just holes, just graves, nothing we can do. But if we walk into James's grave, you'll notice it's yet another hole to jump down. And the idea of jumping down the hole of your own grave, pretty scary. And where'd we end up? Well, we're in this long hallway. So run down these stairs. Can't save. This room is filled with gravel. Just a normal hallway. Until we reach this part. And it turns out it's absolutely covered and caked in blood. Why is that? Well,
Eddie? What are you doing? What does it look like? He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting piece of shit. You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. And the corpse can't laugh. From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that. Eddie, have you gone nuts? I knew it. You too. You're just like him, James. Hey, I didn't mean anything. Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James!
so, Eddie's persecution complex is very strong. I mean, the moment you say that you question him at all, oh, I knew it, the whole time you're laughing at me. And I'm actually going to use a strategy here. Come here. And, the great knife does so much damage, you only have to hit him once with it here to make him run into the next room. But it's so heavy I don't want to use it right now. So, dead bodies, James's corpse, James's model, of course, all over the place. And you'll notice in that cutscene where Eddie's explaining everything, he's the camera angle is changing over and over and over and over incredibly quickly, and that was done intentionally by Sato, who directed the cutscene, to emphasize Eddie's erratic behavior and his erratic, crazy mental state, which is, it's pretty neat, I think. This is a weird little room with pipes everywhere and mist, which will make more sense in a minute, because it's a meat locker.
Do you know what it does to you, James? When you're hated, picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look, after you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life. That's why I ran away after I killed the dog. Ran away like a scared little girl. Yeah, I killed that shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog. He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that? Let's party!
It always makes me laugh how he says, "Let's party!"
Come on, Bennett. Let's party.
So, I'll explain that cutscene after I fight Eddie. But, we're gonna use the great knife and see if I can get a good hit in. Ooh, that was that was textbook. Now I'm gonna pull out my shotgun and shoot him in its fat ass. Should only take 2 shots. Yep.
Eddie? Eddie? I killed a human being. A human being. Mary. Did you really die 3 years ago?
So, James seems pretty upset that he just killed a human being. Of course. So, even James now is questioning the idea of whether or not whether or not Mary died 3 years ago. Because Eddie is saying, well, the town called us both. You know, there's something not quite right about either of them. Oh, I didn't know you could go back in here. That's cool. I didn't know you could come back here. But yeah, pretty interesting. Anyways, in that cutscene, Eddie, of course, he shot a dog, killed it, and then the dog's owner, is a football player, and he shot him in the knee, probably ruining his football career. And then he came to this town. And it's been confirmed by Masahiro Ito. Eddie didn't kill anybody, at least until he got here in this town. And he's such a liar, you know, he's always lying, he's always, you know, making excuses, he's always doing all this. So it's hard to say if he actually killed that guy in the fridge when we first met him. Probably not, at least according to Ito. But the guy's in that room, you know, he has a gun and he's just going nuts. Pretty obvious that he probably killed those guys. Although some people think he didn't kill anybody. Maybe not. You know, it's hard to say. Either way, it's, you know, he tried to kill me, so I killed him. Anyways, that's why those posters were in the room next to where you find him, where it's talking about physical beauty and all, because he was bullied for his obese appearance, and a bunch of football posters. It was foreshadowing the fact that, you know, football players, and he shot one and all that. So, interesting cutscene. It of course furthers the idea that people with a guilty conscience, people who have done bad things, are drawn to Silent Hill. Pretty neat stuff. But we killed him. So we're on this dock now, which I find intriguing, because we jumped like miles below ground, like to comical levels, and we ended up here on this dock above sea level. There's a save point here, but we're not going to use it. We're going to run down here. and climb in this little boat. So this is the back of the Silent Hill Historical Society, I suppose. Although, it might be the prison, maybe? It's hard to say. So this section of the game can be done pretty quickly. The boat handles like James, which is that you can either go at a normal walking pace or you can hit shift to run. And you can actually row forever. What you have to do is you have to find that light in the background, as you can see, and we're going to row towards that. So it shouldn't take more than a minute. Since we have a minute, I'm just going to explain a few things. First off is I wanted to make a note of something I learned recently, which is that there's a note in Silent Hill Homecoming in the hospital called the Patient's Note, and it references very strongly and possibly might be the Dead Man's Notes, which we read in one of the first couple episodes of the guy who was we found dead, and he had a bunch of notes talking about, like, I saw the demons and you're better off turning off your light or running away, and a bunch of runaway notes. Sounds very similar. And also note that I was just not playing, so we just arrived here. Not playing, but I was thinking back to when I did play the game that came out last year called Until Dawn. And there's, as one of the characters, you find a jacket in that game, and I can't remember his name, but I wanted to show you this picture because it looks remarkably similar to James's jacket. And I'm pretty sure it's an intentional reference, what with it being a horror game and all. And I'm not sure anyone's pointed that out yet. And I just thought it was a cool little reference. I'm pretty sure it's a reference. So, we just rode our way across Toluca Lake. And if you remember the Burning Man image, it has a dock leading up to this building. I'll show that image in a second. This place hasn't changed at all in 3 years. So here's the dock, of course, leading up. And you can't see because of the fog, but I'll show you the image because you get the idea anyways. We're going to look at this fountain because there's a Little Mermaid music box. There's a fountain in the shape of a bird. No water's coming out of it right now. But yeah. So, we have arrived at the Lakeview Hotel. In room 312, waiting for you, ellipses, is written. What's this? Room 312, that's the room Mary and I stayed in. Mary, are you there? Or maybe. I got the hotel map. 4 guests. So, we've arrived in the hotel. And I'm actually going to run down these stairs really quickly. Now this could be considered the last level of the game. It's pretty large, pretty long, pretty confusing. Here's the Venus Tears. And this is a bar, but the door's locked. And here's an elevator, which doesn't work. But there's something on the ground, a can of thinner. Excuse me. Let's check. Ooh, my health. I gotta drink a couple health drinks. So we found this thinner. And you'll see what that's used for soon enough. So let's explore the hotel. I can't speak. This is the main lobby of the hotel. There's a rectangular indent. There's a plate in front of the indentation and something's engraved on it. Seated the princess who awoke from death. Play the music box? Let's do it. So, it doesn't sound quite right. Is it broken? Or maybe. So, there's 3 indentations. We have 1 music box, Little Mermaid. And we're gonna have to put our music boxes in here. Seat of the princess who fled at midnight. And the middle, here's the one on the right, which is Seat of the princess who spoke no words. Now, this is the one puzzle in the game I don't really remember the solution for exactly, but I'm pretty sure the other 2, I'm pretty sure this is the Little Mermaid, the one who spoke no words. I'm not really familiar with nursery rhymes and Disney princesses. Here's the gift shop. There's something on the counter. Mr. James Sunderland. The videotape you forgot here is being kept in the office on the 1st floor. The office on the 1st floor. There are no keys in the music box. So we got the key to room 312, where Mary and I stayed. Nothing particularly useful, and this door's locked. So, we need to get somehow to the 1st floor, into the office. Broken elevator, locked door. Just the regular kind of stuff. Excuse the camera work. And what's this? One of these doors opens. These are bathrooms, both locked. This door is broken. This door opens into a strange little hallway. Uh-oh. Mannequins. Oh, 2 of them. That one could have attacked me, but instead it chose to stare at me. All these doors are locked. This is just a room. Toilet paper. I don't need that right now. Handgun bullets, handgun bullets, rifle shells. I think we're past the point of no return when it comes to handgun bullets. We don't need any of those. Let's check how many I have though, just for fun. $319. Wow, that's pretty good. So, because we're going on a grid pattern, we already checked the downstairs. But there's one door on this floor that we missed, which is this one. Which is, it opens to the Lakeshore restaurant. Let's go in here. And this whole room, pretty cluttered up. Everything's a mess. But, what's this? Well, it's a dinner table with a plate. And there's a fish key on the plate. Let's look at that fish key. Key with a fish-shaped key holder. It was on top of the restaurant table.
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give it to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James. I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please give him a chance. It's true, he may be a little surly sometimes, and he doesn't laugh much, but underneath, he's a really sweet person. Laura, I love you like my very own daughter. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary.
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one, Mary. Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
So, that's a letter written by Mary for Laura's 8th birthday, and Laura turned 8 1 week ago. So, pretty positive that Mary in fact did not die 3 years ago. I'm just going to show you this because Laura drew a cat. It's a cute little drawing. So, before we end this part, I want to show you something. We'll go on the inventory and look at this letter from Mary. There's nothing written on the stationery. It's a completely blank letter. So this is that letter. In my restless dreams, I see that town that prompted our search for Mary here, and it's completely blank. Why? Well, the story that James has been telling us is in doubt, considering Mary was writing letters just a week ago. So what's going on here? Well, we're going to find out in the next episode. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy. We'll be back with episode 12 very soon.